So we'll start with our first question from our friend Ruin of the Gods. He's a great secular, atheistic, and liberty-minded YouTuber. Love his stuff. You guys can go check out his channel too. He posted an early question. This is to you, Colin. What are your main concerns with gender ideology from an evolutionary biologist's perspective?
So I first approached the whole gender debate not really concerned with gender ideology per se. I just saw a lot of people who were confused about what biological sex was. And so my initial foray into this was just like, oh, some people are wrong about this biology. Let me just clear a few things up and that'll make everything better again. That turned out not to be the case. So I think my problem with gender ideology really is that it tells people that there is a difference. Well, it does many things. There's a difference between your sex and your gender. It says that, you know, whether you're a man or a woman or a boy or a girl relates completely to your gender identity, which when it comes down to it, it boils down to just you're identifying with either stereotypes or just these sexist social roles that people enforce on other individuals based on their sex. So there's that aspect. I think it really confuses people, especially children, about the relationship of their personalities to their bodies. Where if you have a tomboy, so a female who's presents more masculine, has more masculine type of behavioral set, we're telling them that essentially either they might be trans or something. Their gender identity would be called into question. It confuses them about their bodies. Maybe you should be on puberty blockers now because you seem to be confused about the relationship of your biology to the way you perceive yourself, rather than saying just the straightforward biological fact that males and females, they're these distinct natural categories. They're not, that doesn't mean that there is no overlap in other traits. I mean, for personalities, for instance, while there may be these average differences in clusters of personality traits that can distinguish males and females on average, and broadly speaking, on every single personality trait, there's broad overlap in the traits between males and females, where you can be 100%, super masculine female and still be a girl or a woman, and you can be a super effeminate boy or man and still be a man. I think it relies on stereotypes and also confuses people about whether or not they have a medical condition known as gender dysphoria.
And I remember when the trans movement really started gaining steam in the early 2010s, the understood, you could say, liberal notion that was made about it is that there was a very, 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 very tiny percentage of the population in the world that has this disorder. Obviously, there was a social movement to make it where if you happen to have this disorder, that we treat you with respect, we treat you with dignity, but we treat you as if you are part of that very tiny demographic, that we don't have to overhaul all of society into, as if 50% of humans had gender dysphoria or 25% of humans had gender dysphoria, all because we want to look good. I make the comment all the time from that gay straight alliance high school experience that it's like we have overhauled and engineered all of society to cater to being gender non-binary or being able to change your gender or even change your sex whenever you want, just because we have this moral feeling of not wanting to bully the trans kid in the hallway. I think that's really what's happened, and so many people have taken the bait because of that over a very, very small demographic that deserves respect, that deserves to be treated with dignity and with equality of opportunity, but not where we should change definitions, not where we should engage in things that end up harming equality and harming the society we live in that enables people to live with dignity and equality in the first place.